I was acting for a couple of years, and then slowly I fell in love with directing. I started directing a couple of shorts for a couple of film festivals. And, well, I didn't think I'll be interested in directing at all. But a few friends who saw it, they said, oh, you should really take a look at it and really dig deeper into it because you have an eye for it. And at the beginning, it was like, nah, absolutely not. I'm only directing so I can act in it, me and my husband, but no way I'm interested in directing. But then slowly, the voice started becoming louder in my head. And I remember at one point, we'll talk about hearing the voice of God, because I was working at this place called Soho House in Hollywood, and it's a fancy, awesome place, and all the celebrities of the world are a part of it. They're a member. And I had a great job there. I was maitre d', and it was a glamorous job because everybody needs you and you get to know everyone. And it was comfortable. It was definitely comfortable, and it made me feel great to be needed, let's say this way. All the movie stars, music, all kind of entertainments were members there. And then one night when I was working there, I could hear God say, now it's time to move on. And of course I do what every great Christian does. I ignore it. I'm like, definitely you're not talking to me, because it's too much of a good job, and it pays well. It pays for insurance. It pays for all the bills. Why the heck in the world would I leave that? But I just kept going. I would have that feeling once in a while, but then every time it would come, I was just like, shut down, not here, not to me, speak to somebody else. And I remember I went on vacation with my husband in Hawaii, and I was reading a book called Purpose Awakening. It's a great book by Ture Roberts. And while I'm reading that book, the voice inside me almost speaks louder than anything in the world. It would be like, you gotta leave the job, you gotta leave the job, you gotta leave the job. And I'm like, I get it. Okay, I'll do it. And that was, I think, in March or so. I came back home, and then I gave a 2 months notice to my work. And everyone was like, are you crazy? Why the heck would you leave such a great job to do what? And I said, I don't know. I don't know yet, but I know that I'm not supposed to be here anymore. And I'll just act in faith. And I did. I didn't know what's going to happen, how we are going to survive money-wise, but I believe that God will show me a way after I act in faith. And he did. It's interesting that after I left work, my husband and I ended up having almost double the income that I would make working at Soho House by doing less. It's amazing how when you step in faith, God literally expands your mind. And because that place was just supposed to be a stepping stone, if I stay too long at it, I get comfortable, and I knew that. And I think in a way, God wanted me to just expand my territory. And when I'm just in one place, there's not too much that he can do because my mind is just too limited. And sure enough, after I left, the moment I left Soho, I knew now I am not supposed to just be a maitre d'. I'm supposed to really do what I'm here for, and which is filmmaking, and stop talking about it, but start working at it. And that's when the idea of making my first feature film came into place. But I know without a doubt that if I would have stayed at Soho, at the place that I was working, I was too busy, and I wouldn't probably have taken that leap of faith to just be like, okay, this is gonna happen. We're gonna make a film, because you have no time. You're too focused working for somebody else, working on somebody else's vision instead of yours. And I left. And it was one of the best things that I did for myself because it freed me